What's up? Welcome back. So I am super excited about the video I have for you today because it is nothing like what I've been doing for y'all, which is generally readings, wrap-ups, reviews, just specific books. No, this is a segment that I've been thinking about for a couple weeks now. And so this is going to be really fun because what I'm going to talk about today is actually how I found one of my favorite booktubers, Matthew from the channel The Man with the Hat. And if y'all can't tell, I love me some James Rollins. This is not my whole collection of his. Some of it is on my, other, oh crap, I have too much stuff bookshelf. And I have some, one fantasy book that he wrote under a different pen name. But what I want to start kicking off for y'all is just a short series highlighting some of my favorite authors and genres that I've noticed don't nearly get enough love on BookTube. When I look them up, I generally get, just a few hits, and most of it is several years old. So, y'all need to know about these awesome genres and these awesome authors. So, I'm going to start doing a little series for you, and I'm kicking it off with James Rollins, who, if y'all don't know, he is an action-adventure-packed thriller writer that he's written, I think, 33 books. He's got 16 Sigma Force novels, and the 17th comes out a couple weeks before my birthday, so crap, I really want to pre-order that one for myself, but I hate when people go and buy themselves something that everybody knows they really want, 2 days before their birthday. I was going to get you that, you butthead, and you went and got it for yourself. So I'm going to have to wait a little bit and see if I get that one or buy it for myself. But, he basically, his Sigma Force is action and adventure mixed up with some, historical mystery and cool new, science tech and these little, niche fields that I didn't know I was interested in until I read his book and was like, that's freaking cool. And I love it because at the end of his books, he always goes, this is real, this is fake, this I took literary license with, and gives you his main references, which I would love to get my hands on some of his sources, but I can't even afford, the cheap books that I want, much less a whole, resource library. That would be freaking awesome one day. And then, of course, he has all his, solo books that are just, here, read this one, you can read that one, you can read them in any order. My favorite of which is Amazonia, which, if the title doesn't give it away, takes place in the Amazon, and it is, if I can get it out, this awesome book. It's so cool. It's about, this disease that attacks, the prions in the body, which I didn't even know what those are. And it takes place, it causes, genetic mutations and dependencies, and takes place in the middle of the Amazon jungle, and has this lost, nobody knows about, supposed to be, mystery tribe that's people just made this up. No, the blood jaguars are real. Don't mess with them. They will destroy you. They control the entire jungle and everything in it. And it's just, I'm going to read and watch about the Amazon. I am never going there. Everything from the ants to the, ferns to the people want to murder you in the worst way and make you their dinner. So, no, but it's so freaking cool. But he's only got so many books. I've already read all of them except for the one that comes out in August that I totally need. So, thankfully, I have found some similar authors that y'all also totally need to know about. And I've talked about most of these, Matthew Riley, and this is just one. It's the 5 Greatest Warriors, but it's actually the third one in his Jack West Jr. series, and it's so much freaking fun. This one is basically, it kind of takes of the, cosmos are trying to destroy humanity. They hate us, and he has to go through, all these, ancient rituals and lost cities and, parts of, the temples and pyramids in Egypt to, stop humanity from being destroyed. And there's 2 more books in the series that I don't have yet, that if y'all can find, links to where I can get these books for like under $18, because that's the paperback price, drop me a line, let me know, because I need them. I've read up to, all but the last 2 that recently came out, and I want them so freaking bad. So if you want just action-packed, left and right, just craziness, and a little bit of, like, we get some Greek mythology, going on in the 4th book that I told y'all about already. Yep, these are, like, I've reviewed all the ones of this series that I have read so far for y'all. It's just action-packed fun with, he tries to have some tech and cool stuff, he does, but not exactly the most believable. So you kind of have to take his writing with a grain of salt that, yeah, these would make awesome freaking blockbusters, but yeah, it's going to be movie magic, but in book form. So much fun. And another author that I have mentioned for y'all, this one, I haven't reviewed this for you. This is on my TBR list for this year. And if you want some action-packed with a bunch of, like, ancient myth, this is the guy for you. It's Andy McDermott, his Eddie Chase and Nina Wilde series. And what this is, again, it's just action-packed thriller. But we have basically Eddie is retired, like, SAS dude that has quite the mouth on him, and it's kind of fun because he's, British, so his insults are not what I'm used to hearing. And then we have Nina Chase, the, New York archaeologist that has, keeps finding all these things that are supposed to be legend, like stuff that proves Hercules was real, and King Arthur, and Garden of Eden. Like, pretty much, if it's some kind of mythological legend, whatever, that we all know it's fake, but it's persisted in human culture for a while, she goes and finds it and proves it's real, and everybody wants to kidnap and kill them, and he has to save her. And again, these would make awesome blockbusters. They are not believable at all. Like, she is constantly getting kidnapped, and their ways of getting out of things, yeah, that's, like, physically impossible. I've studied that. That is not how explosions work. But, yeah, physics would have kicked your butt and you'd be dead. But sure, movie magic in written form so you can picture it in your head, and so much frickin' fun. So if you want James Rollins, but with a little less believability, just action-packed, and you have already read everything of his like I have, go check him out. I've reviewed, I think, like 2 or 3 of his, and I've got this and one other book that's on my TBR for this year, so I will be reviewing this possibly soon. So much fun. Go check him out. And then the last author that is my James Rollins fill-in, this is one I recently reviewed for y'all, is Chris Kuzneski. I've read, I think, 4 of his now. I haven't read the first 3 in his Jones and Payne series. I really want them. I think it's like The Plantation and like The Sword of God, and like there's one other something or other that sounds like it might kind of be religious, but it's these guys. It's going to be action-packed. It's going to be smart alecky. There are going to be a lot of, we're leaning towards being dirty with their double entendres, and sometimes not so double, just in your face. He's a pervy 12-year-old, and occasionally the guys both get in on it. If there's a girl that one of them's trying to impress and look a little bit more grown up around, his buddy will, I'm not like him, I swear, I'm actually an adult, and just roll his eyes and not play along. But this one actually was like monks and serial killers and Spartans, and this one is more of slightly like historical stuff, but mostly just, we're looking for an excuse to go on a action-packed gunfight, cross countries, just action. Because it's, Payne and Jones are former military, that one guy retired because, his grandpa died and he had to take over the family business, so the other one's like, well, we're best friends, I'll, leave with you and start my PI business, but I don't get to shoot enough people doing that, so hey, we're gonna go find, like, lost Greek treasure and lost thrones and all kinds of stuff, and get involved in these like very like supposedly mythological adventures, kind of very Andy McDermott-y. But yeah, he is just action-packed thriller, so much fun. Again, if you've already read all the Sigma Force and standalone James Rollins novels and need something to kill the time between books, go check him out. And, well, I think actually there's one other author that I've read that is actually a recommendation from James Rollins himself, and that is Steve Berry. But I personally find him kind of like hit or miss. I think I have one of his books. Let's see. I do. So, yep. The Emperor's Tomb. And I can't remember if I read this one. I've read 3 of his, and I have 4. So I'll have to look on my Goodreads. And this one it's the closest to Sigma Force, except for the, like, flow is it's too slow for my tastes. He gets way bogged down in the history, and there's not a lot of, like, action and sass. Not enough for my taste anyways. But they do a lot of, like, thriller tours together, and book signings, and interviews, and they seem like really good friends. They actually have a little short story where we have Steve Berry's, guy who is Cotton Malone, and the head of Sigma Force, like their main guy, Gray Pierce, do a little short story collab, and that one was kind of in the middle. It was kind of fun. I can't remember the name of it right now. It was part of an anthology that they did together, and so I just read that one short story out of it. It's like 99 cents on Kindle. So he's pretty fun, and I found, I haven't loved any of his books, but I haven't hated them either. They've all been middle of the road, really good stories, but too slow for my impatient self. And I found one guy that I like that's on Kindle Unlimited, and that is Nick Thacker and his Harvey Bennett series. The editing is what killed that for me. If y'all have been watching me for a while, I've reviewed a couple of his books, and I read the first 7 in that series. I didn't like the 4th one, and the 7th one, the editing made me so freaking mad. But overall, the stories are just, they keep getting caught up in these destroy the world adventures and running all over the place trying to stay away from these bad guys that are just determined that we're going to destroy you so that we can make more money being pure evil. Very much like Sigma Force, like his answer to the guild, basically. And the stories from Nick Thacker's series it's nonstop action. We've got kind of sort of romance, except for Harvey is still a bit of a man-child with severe commitment issues. And he's like, I love her, but I'm going to keep pissing her off, being just an immature little brat. But, we've been together for, since the first book, when we kind of got thrown into save the world from somebody trying to set off bombs and set off the ginormous volcano. I knew that word. The super volcano in Yellowstone that they're trying to use as, not only will volcanoes be bad for the world, but use it to set off, this pretty much their version of anthrax. And he's like, we're going to turn into biological warfare and really bad guys. And so they kind of end up trying to stop all this together, and we're in love by the end of the book, even though they're completely different people. And they get this little group that is continuously growing, and it's just kind of basically military folks trying to save the world without having to deal with all the government red tape. But it's so much fun. You will get a little mad at the editing. It actually gets worse as the series goes along instead of better. But other than that, if it wasn't for the editing, I love these freaking stories. So I just have to wait a while to cool down from them and then get into them again. So if you love James Rollins, or you've never heard of him, but you like action, adventure, thriller, save the world books, go check out James Rollins. And then after you've devoured his whole catalog, go check out these other guys. And I will see you soon with another one of these, but probably maybe urban fantasy, maybe comedy. I, haven't decided yet. So if you have a preference, let me know, and I will see you soon. Bye. Happy reading.